listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. All right, here we go again. All right, here we go again. Buckle up, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Rough roads ahead. Excuse me. A little bit of a junk food junkie night. I mean, not really. I mean, for all of you, it's just snacks, but I don't eat like that usually. Now let me get through this light here. To heal this place over. I didn't know CVS was over. Is it 24 hours too? Actually, I think I was over here before. I guess not. You have some other territory for 24 hours. Actually, a rather small store, I think. Nice people at Walmart here. Kick the deep state out, I guess. So again, the church people are focusing on how people look. You know, do you look holy? That kind of thing. You can't see holiness. You really can't. That's what the Bible actually says. Wait, let me check to see if this setting is correct. Looks semi-correct. But the gist of the deep state, the gist of the beast is that in the Bible, they will look holy. So the Bible actually says that sin will come. Get over it. It's normal. Just we're fighting against that thing that is not flesh and blood, yet can emanate from flesh and blood in principalities, places of what we call power. But once they do that, they're anti-power. And your church, I explained before, your church is a power seat. It's a society. Any society, a group of people that gather together has status. Even if you're in the pew in your church, you have the ability to project at somebody that's not in the church. So again, Republicans are absolutely outside of law and order. Trump was outside of law and order. They stole my law and order stuff. He started saying law and order all day long when I said it for like 4 years before he said it. They just do that. They're just such jerks. Not an original idea ever, except crookdom. All the crook ideas emanate from them. But, the problem is you need somebody like Arlen Specter, maybe Hines, John Hines, something like that. And you call them rhinos and you ridicule them and push them out so they can't even run for the regular office, like a lower office. But I mean, it's just going to keep going. You pulled a fast one with gerrymandering, but I don't know how long that's going to last. So I don't see them winning any national offices or that many state offices, except in places where the KKK rules heavy, like Alabama, Florida, so on and so forth. Look, they just took my spot. They think they're funny. with your cursing me at the same time. So we have a group of stalkers that it runs across law enforcement, intelligence, private sector criminal cronies. They go around jeopardizing everyone's mental and physical health that they hate. As well as the security of their living environment. Look, they go, nobody was in your place. Nobody. What is this person doing? Are you going to like park there? Or are you going to go somewhere? Just picked up some dope or something? What he delivers like a Pizza Hut dope deal. Or not Pizza Hut, an Uber Eats dope deal. Or do you just come out so I could be mad at him and go, ah, you son of a bitch! What's this person doing sitting there? Probably all freaked out now. Oh, he's a cop! He knows what he just did! I'm waiting for him to pull out. He's probably waiting for me to park. He's all nervous. Don't move, don't move. Maybe he'll go away. I have to move my camera over on this spot now. I knew something was up today. I'm taking my spots, I know. I'll be out of here soon enough. Assigned parking spots are bullshit. I ate those, what do they call it? Veggie straws. I don't eat that much salt, so that's a lot of salt for me. But I mean, every once in a while, a good amount of sea salt's probably good for it if you don't use salt that much. The body actually does best when you cycle it. Anything you plan to do, like diet or low salt, if you have high hypertension, no, I don't want you to, I don't want you to implode if you're like 400 pounds or something like that. No, don't do that. But like if you're trying to do a low sodium to keep your blood pressure down, there's nothing wrong with eating salt every so often because the body tends to get used to something. To the benefit usually decreases over time. The body will compensate somehow. So if you go high salt for like a day and then not for 2 weeks, and that's fine. Let's listen to this.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
All right, yeah, I think that's Sephardic. I don't think that's Ashkenazi. I might be wrong. It might just be folk, some sort of folk singing, but I think that's Sephardic. God keeps telling me that I'm both, and I can't tell if that's metaphysically or physically. Like my family, obviously, if we came from Israel, it was a pretty big, roundabout. My grandmother is like weird because we have the Lithuanian look, light skin, and I know I wasn't always light skin. I tanned and used tan lotions and stuff, but we're light skin. We're real white, real pale. You can see in my childhood picture, the photo there with me in Mexico. So so my grandmother on my mother's side and my uncle, they're all dark. So, it's kind of, and like that's my cousins, they were kind of dark. And the father wasn't dark, the mother was. Father was Irish and he had light skin. But they were darker and, they had kind of the dark color. And so I don't know, that could be anything. Actually, my grandmother, some days she looked like she was like, certain type of Hindu, like a woman from India. Her hair and then her skin. If I told you, if she would speak to you in like an Indian accent, you'd think she was just from India. So God, that's what God told me. I mean, I can't be sure. Back then, I don't know if it's God for sure on that one. Like, I'll tell you that. It sounded like God. I think it's God, but God put it out there that I or my family did a roundabout. It has a lot of different bloodlines in it. That may have even been before Judaism. I don't know. But the Lithuanian side, we were all pale. I remember Uncle Al. Now his name was Uncle Al, A-L, but when I was a kid, nobody ever told me it wasn't, until I got older. I'm like, oh, his name wasn't Al, it was Al, like O-W-L. I thought his name was Uncle Al. He was a nice guy. I mean, for my life, he was a nice guy. I met him. He was a nice guy. I remember meeting. What street was that? Like 10th Street or something. Like over a few streets, an apartment complex, or was it? I can't remember if it was around my house or we went to. I thought we were walking and we saw him at the apartment, some apartments. But I don't remember apartments being around there. I think we actually went to what's that place? Upper Darby. I don't know. I went to Upper Darby with my neighbor Buddy Witzer. And his son name was Al, but I knew he was Al, not Al. Buddy Witzer. I forget what his claim to fame was, but he took me to Upper Darby. That was big. He took me to Upper Darby to have like potato soup or something. Some woman he knew. That's where that's where my mother used to hide the Hanukkah gifts in Buddy's house. With our neighbor. That's like real Philadelphia. Where him and his son both wore his son wore white t-shirts. Did he? I can't remember. I think he did too. They come out in white t-shirts. He had those glasses. Like I guess they wear them now with the heavy rim glasses. The birth control glasses, the Buddy Holly glasses or whatever. I think it's Buddy Holly. And then he'd have he's an older guy, but he'd have like a white t-shirt, like black pants. I don't know if Alan worked. I can't remember. I think Alan used to be on the porch all the time. I don't think Alan worked all that much. But they were nice people. I mean, I think about back then, and it just was it was like traumatic to move out of Logan, Philadelphia, North Philly. It just, ever since then, it was just stupid. And then we had we had this family across the street, a bunch of kids and a mother, and had a couple fat fathers, and they'd visit every so often. And but the house would always have fires, and then insurance would come in and fix it up some more. Herman was the kid that we talked to. I think was that where Princess lived? I think that's where Princess lived. I think Princess was one of his sisters. Remember the black girl I accidentally hit with a branch? I picked up the branch. When you're a kid, you pick up a branch, and I was turning around, and I hit her in the head. It was yeah, my God! So I go inside, and there's a knock at the door. And my mom says, Larry, come to the door. And I look, there's 30 black people ready to lynch me. I'm like 7 years old or something. I'm I'm sorry. It was an accident. They knew it was an accident. Tell you, my life is whacked like that. But I don't know. Princess eventually went to live with her father, I think. And I think that's what happened. That was a cool street to live on. And there was an alley behind the house. And, every, down our side, it was wider. But once you got to this, little garage, it, got real narrow. Because near us, there was, a synagogue. Well, it used to be a church, I guess, at one time. Catholic church, probably. And then it became a synagogue. And that's my house backed off to that. It was probably better if I stayed there. Anyways, stained glass and all that was gorgeous. And right behind our house was the fire escape from the synagogue. But you'd walk up the alleyway about, I don't know, as a kid, I don't know how far I was, about 50 feet, I guess. And it starts narrowing. I think you had to go up a step or something. And it started narrowing, and then down there is where the dogs, because the dogs didn't matter up our end because it was double wide alley. But you got when you got to that point, it was a really narrow alley, and all the plants were growing out into the alleyway, and the dogs every once in a while you'd walk by a house, you're right inches from where you are. So we never went down that side of the alley all that much. We went out the other way. And there's a few shops. There's a butcher shop. You go up the end of my street. We're about probably 50 feet or so from the corner. And then there was a cross street, which was what is that? I can't remember. Levick or Ruscombe or something. And there's as you're going towards, I think, 10th Street. And yeah, and there's a There's a couple small shops, like a butcher shop. I think was it a tailor shop, laundry, or something. And I can't remember the other stores. But the butcher shop had candy and stuff, I think. So it was kind of a mixture, like a corner store that they have now. But then you go down to 10th Street, which is a couple streets over. Actually, wait, not 10th Street, 11th Street. 11th Street, because 10th Street was the other way where my grandmother lived. Right, so going towards 11th Street. And then 11th Street is where all the big butcher shops and this, the shops were, for food and stuff. And then a little further, a few more blocks was Broad Street and Penn Fruit. I think it's A&P now or something. It's called Penn Fruit. That's where we used to do most of our shopping. That's where the train tracks cross Broadway. But what was that, the 4,500, 45, 4,600, 4,700, something like that. North Broad. I would think, because that's where 45 and we're not. Hey, there's that woman. I wanted to say hi to her. All right, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.